We're doing something I honestly love when based in a busy place like Benidorm. We're escaping it for the day. Don't get me wrong, Benidorm is fun, loud, and proudly unapologetic about it. But sometimes you just want cobble streets, old time vibes, and a place where nobody's trying to sell you a three-course menu with pictures. So we're heading out on a super easy day trip to Altea, one of the prettiest towns on the Costa Blanca, and thankfully also one of the simplest to get to. No car, no stress, no complicated planning, just a short train ride and a completely different atmosphere. This is exactly why I love slow travel days. You wake up in one place, have lunch somewhere totally different, and still make it back before dinner. We're just walking to the train station now, grabbing tickets, and I'll show you why Altea is absolutely worth squeezing into your Benidorm itinerary. All right, we're on the train to Altea, and this might be one of the most underrated travel wins in this area. The train is cheap, reliable, and honestly, way more relaxing than trying to drive and park in small coastal towns. In about half an hour, we are going from high rise hotels and beach bars to whitewashed houses, art galleries, and one of the most iconic blue domed churches in this part of Spain. Altea feels slower, calmer, more lived in. It's kind of a place where people actually sit and finish their coffees instead of walking around with it. Once we arrive, everything is walkable. The old town, the viewpoints, the little side streets, and plenty of spots to eat without needing a reservation weeks in advance. So, if you're staying in Benidorm and thinking you need a car to see something different, you really don't. Give me one train ride, a good pair of shoes, and a few hours, and I'll show you a completely different side of the Costa Blanca.
Welcome to the Nerdy Traveler and welcome to Altea. Today we are taking a trek up a mountainside.
This walk right here is where Altea really starts to show its age. And I mean that in the best possible way. Long before beach clubs and resort hotels showed up along the coast, Altea was already here, sitting up on the hill for one very practical reason: protection. The old town was built high above the sea to spot pirates and invaders early, which sounds dramatic, but was very much a real problem along the Mediterranean for centuries. What you're walking through now is shaped by layers of histories. First, the Iberians, then the Romans, later the Moors, and eventually the Christians' reconquest in the 13th century. Everyone left something behind, even if all you see today are white walls and narrow streets. Altea, as we know it, really took shape in the early 1600s, where the town was officially founded and fortified. Those tight streets weren't designed to be charming, they were designed to be confusing everyone who didn't belong there. And now, centuries later, we casually walk up the same hill, slightly out of breath, holding a camera instead of a sword. Progress. What I love about Altea is that it never tries to become flashy. It stayed artistic, quiet, and a bit stubbornly traditional, which is probably why it still feels so authentic compared to a lot of the coastal towns nearby. At the top, you'll find the blue tiled dome of Church of Our Lady of Consolation, the symbol of Altea, and honestly, the reward for making it up this hill. So take your time on this walk. This isn't just a hill, it's the reason Altea survived long enough for us to enjoy it today.
And now, finally, we reached the top. I must say, the view from here is amazing. Altea is a small village just outside of Benidorm, and it's very touristy in the way that it's all painted white, and it's the white city, and you have to walk up to the old part of the city, but it pays itself. Look at that view. So we went now down after the ice cream. We went down to the promenade, and this whole beach area is they built a promenade, very fancy promenade here, and it's very nice and cool. And here, also along the beach, you can really enjoy. It reminds me a little bit of Cannes, and just of course in a more relaxed, not so vibey way. Fabulous.
This stretch along the seafront feels very different from Benidorm. No towering hotels, no flashy signs, no one trying to rush you into a bar, just the sea, the sound of plates and cutlery, and people actually enjoying their afternoon. Altea has always had a strong connection to the sea. Long before tourism, this was a working fishing town, and the relationship is still visible here. In the small boats, the simple restaurants, and the fact that seafood is taken very serious. What I like about this promenade is how local it feels. You've got residents out walking, couples stopping for a drink, and families doing absolutely nothing in particular, which is kind of the point. This also shows where Altea has its artistic side. It's been a magnet for painters, writers, and musicians for decades, drawn in by the light, the calm, and the fact that nobody expects you to hurry. You can grab a coffee, a glass of wine, or a full lunch here, like we are just doing, and then just sit and watch the Mediterranean do its thing, which is thankfully hasn't changed much over the centuries. After climbing hills and getting lost in old streets, this is the perfect place to end a visit. No checklist, no rushing, just Altea being exactly what it's always been, quietly beautiful and very hard to leave.
So now it's time for a little dinner, early dinner. Let's see how it is here in the restaurant Costa Blanca, here with very good seafood. This is how we do it.
Proof that you don't have to go far to feel like you've gone somewhere completely different. That's exactly why I love easy day trips like this. No car, no complicated planning, just curiosity and your train ticket. If you're staying in Benidorm and wondering whether Altea is worth it, it absolutely is. Come for the old town, stay for the sea, and leave already planning when you'll come back. If you enjoyed this kind of slow, nerdy exploring, make sure to subscribe to the channel. There's plenty of more easy escapes, city walks and travel reality checks coming up. Thanks for coming along, and as always, stay curious, stay nerdy, and do keep exploring.